So I'm going in now. I guess just wish me luck. So if this works, this is going to be very life-changing. Hey Grains, Jackie from the past here. So the person you just saw in the previous clip, for me it's gonna be in a few days. I'm recording this before I'm even at that clinic. So what's going on? It's a very different video. This is basically a health update, especially because many of you have been sending me emails asking me how's my health, and things have not been going well. Let me elaborate. This video is gonna be a little bit all over the place, so bear with me. My coping mechanism is humor, so if I'm laughing and all that stuff, that's just how I cope. So as you're watching this right now, hopefully I am recuperating from a back procedure. Since I was 16 years old, we're going from the beginning. I've had back issues for the longest time. We're not talking about aches and pains. We're talking about weeks where I can't get up and walk, weeks and months where I can't take care of myself. And even though videos have been consistent, it's been hell for me these last 7 months. I tried to keep this under wraps as much as possible, and finally I had to get a surgery. I'm sitting down right now, but this is the limited amount of time I can actually sit down without painkillers, and then I need them. So basically, let's go back from the beginning. I don't even know what happened. At the age of 16, when I was just going to school one morning, I put my feet on the ground and I fell. I didn't fall, I didn't trip. I fell because the amount of pain that radiated from my spine, lower spine, to the middle of my back was like lightning. It legitimately felt like lightning hit the entire back of my body, and then my legs went limp because I just didn't understand what was going on. I was crying. I was shocked. I ended up at the hospital. They did some scans while I was like crying. They had me sitting there waiting at the emergency for 8 hours. Thank you, Quebec, Canada Healthcare. So they're crying, sitting, even though it was very painful. I kept trying to like remove as much pressure as I could, but they didn't see me until then. And then they said, well, it looks like you have 2 crushed discs. Basically what that means is that, so here's the spine, and between each one, so this space here should have a disc, kind of mushy thing that keeps your bones from like grating against each other. So what they found is that my discs were already crushed. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's a birth defect. I highly doubt it's from karate. I just didn't have any answers from that. And so they sent me home with muscle relaxants to try and ease the pain and suggested that I do physiotherapy. Years go by and things seem to be okay. I'm still exercising, I'm still training and doing all that stuff. And suddenly, again, a few years later, out of nowhere, that pain comes again, shoots lightning down my back, down my legs, and I can't walk. And the pain at that point was so severe that I couldn't breathe. That's how bad it was. I needed someone to rub my back to get me to breathe again because I just couldn't handle it. Again, did I want to go to the hospital? No. I ended up not going to the hospital. I ended up being bedridden for 2 weeks, having people take care of me, help me. I couldn't even go to the washroom by myself. That's how terrible it's been. So much time has passed since that last episode, and I was like, okay, things are going well. I've had back pains here and there, but nothing near that lightning that was really hitting me hard. So I was like, okay, we cool. We don't need no more pain. I have enough issues with my Hashimoto's disease, with my RA, with my PCOS. I don't want no more, please. I mean, there are reasons why I don't sculpt as often as I used to. My hands can't take it all the time. Sometimes I can't even close my hands. That's the gist of it, is I know I've been putting videos out there and I do enjoy it. Don't tell me I need to take time off because I genuinely enjoy making videos. It distracts me from all the things going on with my health. So I don't need time off. I just want to feel better. Why am I getting emotional? Humor. Come on, humor. Humor, no. So, when it comes to all this pain, December 20, 2020, one day before my birthday, I felt a little sting on my back and I was like, that's fine. I've had those little stings the entire time I've been, all these years in between the last bad episode. And then I woke up on the day of my birthday and the pain that I felt was like nothing I had ever had before. I was crying on a daily, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Come on. I was crying on a daily basis regarding how much pain. Hang on, I'll get back to you, Grace. All right, I am composed again. I'm gonna be okay. Don't worry, this is Jackie from the past. I'm technically doing something by the time this video is out that should give you an indication that I'm working towards feeling better. So don't worry, please. So in December, that happened and I couldn't move. I couldn't even go pick up my own food. I couldn't go to the washroom. I couldn't get dressed. And that lasted 7 months. Until today, I am extremely dependent on getting things done. The worst part of it lasted, I would say, 6 weeks, where I couldn't really do much other than get up and record maybe half an hour a day to try and piece something together. I wanted to feel useful just to get my mind out of what was going on. And there were days in those videos that I posted back in January that I was legitimately, I want to say, really high on a lot of painkillers. Because that was the only way that I could get up and do something without being in excruciating pain. So I probably had like glazed eyes or something like that, but I made it through the worst part of it. And meanwhile, I was going to the chiropractor and taking medicine to try and alleviate all that pain. And it's so bad that I'm pretty sure I tore a muscle in the amount of lightning pain that would just hit me and I just couldn't breathe. So sitting down was painful, standing up was painful, and laying down was painful. Every part of my existence was just not okay at all. And as the months went by, I've been seeing my chiropractor, I've been seeing an osteopath, and I've even gone to see someone who works with energy and Reiki. Look, when you're desperate, you will try anything. And I was desperate. So as the months went by, I was like, things are gonna get better, as they usually have in the past with these kinds of episodes, but it hasn't. It's been 7 months now, and I've been incapacitated. Is that a word? Incapacitated. Right here. That's the word I mean. So trying to do things myself as someone who's always been extremely independent was impossible. Luckily for me, Pat and my siblings were always there for me. And Jamie. Jamie, of course, you who's editing this video right now.
And Jamie.
So in the meantime, I did post videos on my vlog channel discussing what I wanted to do, and my chiro highly recommended that I do something called a stem cell procedure. So it's a kind of basically surgery where they take a piece of your fat and turn it into, don't ask me the science, they turn it into stem cells, and then they take this needle and then they poke it in your back where the bone is basically crushing each other and nerves can't pass, so it's crushing the nerves too. So basically they're trying to inject in between so that there's some space so that I don't constantly feel this lightning pain and this kind of spasms, basically, that I've been feeling for the last 7 months. So that's basically what my chiro recommended. But Canada decided that they didn't want healthcare professionals to do stem cells. No, we're not allowed. So what did I do? I went ahead and researched in the US as well as in Germany. These are the 2 clinics that really came up. And so many of you in the meantime have been sending me emails, and I really cannot say enough how I really appreciate all the support, love, and compassion and care that you Grains have been sending me emails, giving me all these different alternatives, so I don't necessarily have to go and travel for a kind of procedure. I don't necessarily have to pay the money needed for that procedure, which I ended up having to do anyways, because I'll explain why. So one of the things that many of you Grains recommended that I do a kind of therapy where you are strapped on a table and it kind of pulls you apart to give a little bit more space in between. But the issue with that is I have been doing that. I have been doing this exact same thing for about 5 months, and it has helped a little bit, but then when I stop, I'm back to square one. I am just walking on eggshells because I am so scared that something's gonna happen. So that's where I'm at. And then some of you also recommended that I do Reiki, some form of alternative therapies, which I have. And believe it or not, I'm a huge skeptic. Mind you, I do believe in energies and all that stuff, but I'm a huge skeptic that these things would work. I don't know why, but I did. And I went to someone and he worked with me for 3 sessions. Well, we did 6, but on the 3rd session, maybe it's placebo, I don't know. I'm telling you when I'm desperate, I just wanted to do anything. On the 3rd session, I realized that the amount of pain I was in by the end of the day was resolved by the morning. It wasn't gone, but instead of being in pain, let's say on Monday night was absolutely terrible. I had to take painkillers. Tuesday, I would still wake up extremely in pain, barely could walk, bent in half. I realized that Monday I would be massacred. I would wake up Tuesday feeling okay, not in pain. So of course that would come back. I had to do these sessions. And these sessions were actually only started about 3 weeks ago. So I don't know if it would have resolved anything long term, but at least short term, it did alleviate quite a bit of pain. I know it could be controversial. Look, I'm not here to debate if it works or not. I'm just saying, even if it is placebo, for me, it helped a little bit. So I'm not here to fight with you. I'm just here to tell you what's going on. In the meantime, I've been checking the clinic in Germany and the one in the USA, which I narrowed it down to a clinic in Denver, Colorado. And I had an interview with both doctors. The one in Germany didn't even show up to the appointment. That doctor only sent one of the nurses to reply instead, despite the fact that I paid for that appointment with him to get more information. The only thing I got from the nurse is that it was going to be experimental, and they would have wanted me to stay on site in Germany for 5 weeks for an experimental procedure. I was like, okay, at least that interview's done. Then I did the interview with the doctor in Denver, Colorado, checked the reviews. The reviews were really good. And when I had my appointment with the doctor, he was really awesome, very, very sweet. Had a good sense of humor, but at the same time explained things in a non-condescending way. And he explained that the success rate is actually 80%. So at this point, I need to do it. I absolutely needed to have that procedure. So I sent him my MRIs, everything, and he agreed that the procedure, which should be minimally invasive, however I do need recuperating time, would be done this week. So by this time, as you're watching, I'm recuperating now, hopefully. Hopefully. And then after that, in 5 more weeks, I have to go back to Denver and get another booster procedure. So it's kind of like trying to encourage the space in between my discs to kind of heal. That's the whole point of stem cell. Again, I'm not here to argue with anyone who could be for or against. I'm just wanting to get better. Canada doesn't have that option as a surgery, and I really wanted to wait while all these restrictions as much as possible is lifted. I'm not even technically allowed to travel unless I have a doctor's note. And my current doctor here was able to get me a letter, and the doctor in the US was able to get me a letter. So I do have permission to go, get treated, and come back within about 72 hours.
Here's a doctor's note to prove it.
Some of you might be asking, is that enough time to actually recuperate? So according to the doctor in the US, he said that most people are able to walk after procedures, but my body is a very dramatic one, because every time I've had a procedure, surgery, whatever, like with my knee surgery, I had to get my whole knee reconstructed. And usually a knee surgery reconstruction, you can leave the same day. My body decided to make me pass out and be hospitalized for 3 days, 3 or 4 days, something like that. I was hospitalized because my body and my whole being was like, nope, I want to be broken. So that's basically what ended up happening for that one. I'm hoping I'll be okay, as the doctor said, and just be able to get out and then travel back home. I will be again on painkillers and all that stuff so that I can get back home and then just take it easy. So there will be content for you grains. The videos that you're seeing are recorded ahead of time so that I can take it easy. And I know some of you, again, please don't need to say you need to take time off. Making content is my passion, and I know that I could take time off if I want to. So if I do need to, I will. I appreciate your concern. I don't need it yet, but if I do absolutely need it, I will. I'm making you a pinky promise. If I need it, I will take it. So basically all this to say that videos will be coming out from Past Jackie. And then once I have a definitive answer on my condition, I will update you again and let you know how things are going. Because if this works, my life is gonna change. I'm going to be able to do martial arts again. I'm going to be able to do the things, damn it, do the things that I love, like camping and hiking And I know Jackie outdoors, but I genuinely, I do these things alone too. But I love camping, and I love hiking, and I love martial arts. These things for me have always been a huge part of my life, but I had to stop them. So if this works, this is going to be very life-changing. Past Jackie is very emotional. Hopefully, future Jackie is going to have tears of joy as opposed to anxiety right now, and hoping that it does work. I'm supposed to use humor. No! Why am I so emotional about this? And I know that many of you grains are part of the Broken But Beautiful Club, so I'm sending you all gentle hugs too. I'll see you grains in next videos because they're still going to come out. But yeah, definitely please send me positive vibes in the comment section below. I really appreciate it all. I'll see you grains in the next video.